Hi guys, welcome to this presentation on how to get your website to the top of Google search. My name's Steve Pelthorpe and I'm the Managing Director of a company called Iconic Digital. We're a firm of marketing consultants and we're based in London, and we specialise in helping companies get their websites to the top of Google search. With so many different people searching for your product at this point in time, getting your website to rank on Google is one of the most vital things in any organisation's marketing strategy. That's why we're talking about it here today. So what is search engine optimization, or SEO? Well, it can be loosely defined as how to get your website listed or ranked under a certain key phrase or key term. And today I'm going to be talking a lot about key terms and key phrases. When I use those terms, I'm using them interchangeably. So when we're talking about a key phrase, this could be anything that a user would search to find your company. So in our case, perhaps something like digital marketing agency or outsourced marketing company. You need to think about the terms that are relevant to your business and then try and find out what people are searching and for how many times they're searching on a month. And there's a really easy way to do that. All you have to do is log on to Google and search for the keyword tool in Google. Google provide this free piece of software as part of their AdWords analytics package. So all you have to do is pump in your search term, and that will enable you to then see how many people locally, i.e. within the UK, are searching on your specific key phrase. It will also give you a whole list of other different search terms that could be associated with the key phrase that you've used. So once you've got your key phrase and you're looking at what you're going to search for, or what your users may search for, and this is the phrase that you're wanting to rank on, we need to look at two things. The first thing is called on-page optimization. What do we mean by that? When we refer to on-page optimization, we're talking about everything that happens on your website. And so that means the content on your website, it means the code on your website, and the look and feel of your website. If your website's running slowly or if it looks particularly bad, then Google is able to look at the code and see that that website is not performing to its optimum nature. And we've got to remember that the purpose of Google as a search algorithm is to deliver the right content to its audience. So someone who's searching for a specific key phrase, Google wants to deliver the most relevant company at the top of Google search. So to make your website attractive, the fundamental of SEO, of search engine optimization, is to make your site look aesthetically pleasing and easy to navigate. Then the next thing we need to do is look at the keyword and how we're optimizing for that on page. The first thing to consider is the header tag, or the H1 tag as we like to call it. This is a very simple bit of code that's used. You can find it if you just right click in Internet Explorer on your web page and then view source, and from there you'll be able to look at the code on your website and see whether your website currently has an H1 tag. Using this little bit of code, we can tell Google what the page is about. And if you've got some code on your H1 tag or some text on your H1 tag that isn't relevant to the key phrase that you're trying to target, then you're not going to rank for it. Fundamentally, it's a crucial element to search engine optimization. And if you're using the H1 prefix, then look at using the H2, H3 and H4 tags as well within your page. So on most websites, we want to have a sizable amount of content that includes lots of relevant information. If you're still optimizing your page using meta tags and meta descriptions and that sort of thing, you're not going to get very far in the modern world, because since the Google Penguin updates and the Google Panda update of 2011, everything has changed now. So we need to be using the targeted key terms very specifically within our content. So with the keyword that we have, that needs to be in our H1 tag, and then if we're looking at associated key terms that we're also looking to rank, which should be no more than 2 or 3 on any given page, we can look at including those within our H2 and H3 tags. The next bit of tagging code that we need to look at is the page title. When we're talking about the page title, that's what appears up here in the top left-hand corner of your browser. It's what is the title of your page, and it can be found in your header tag or your head tag. And to find that, again, same approach, look at the source and find out what your code is. If you're looking at using a content management system or a CMS package such as Drupal or Joomla, then you should be able to add those features on very simply. If not, then it's slightly harder, in what case you'll need to go to a free HTML creator site. Again, there are lots of them out there. Just have a look online, you'll be able to find something that's applicable for you. So, making sure that we've got our H1 tag, first step. Making sure we've got a page title tag is the second step, and the third step is making sure that our targeted key term is within both the H1 and also the page title. Once we've got those two things, we can then begin to start looking at the content of our page. And on the content of the page, we don't want to have any keyword stuffing, that is to repeat the key phrase over and over again, and certainly we don't want to bold or italic that keyword too often. Once or twice is completely acceptable, and that will enhance your on-page optimization. But if we're just bolding or highlighting or underlining the keyword, key phrase, every time it appears, that's actually going to dampen and hamper our effects for on-page optimization. So how many times should we include the keyword in the content of our page? Well, as a rough guide, we should be looking at anything between 3 to 7% of the content of our page should be our key phrase. A great way to look at it is to have a look at some word art images where you can copy and paste the entire content of your website into a word art image, and from there it will show you which terms are ranking higher than others by increasing the size of the text in your piece of word art or not. And it's a great way to find out if the content that you've written contains some slightly different keywords that are not relevant for your search. So once we've got our website copy sorted and we're confident that we've got our H1 and page title tags in place, we then need to look at something called link juice. And link juice is what we like to call it, but in layman's speak, we're talking about hyperlinks coming back from another website to our own website. So a couple of things I need to mention here which are fundamental to off-page optimization. The first one of these is that we need to make sure that all of our backlinks are coming from credible sources. That is to say that it is a real website, that we're not trying to spam Google, and we're not trying to create a site that is in any way disreputable. So your terms and the hyperlinks that are coming from other websites need to be from good content-rich sites that ideally have a page rank. One of the things that we recommend to all of our clients is that you download a PageRank widget or module into your browser, and that will put a little number in the top right hand corner of your browser so that whenever you're on a website you'll see whether that individual page has a PageRank. PageRank 1 is very acceptable, and a link from PageRank 1 will be very good for your Google optimization. Page ranks go up from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 and so on, all the way up to 10, but obviously only large websites such as Google, Facebook and the BBC have 9 and 10 ranking. So if you're getting PageRank 1 links, then that's perfectly acceptable for your off-page optimization. So how do you go about getting these backlinks to your site, and what should a hyperlink look like? Well, remember we were looking at the H1 tag and including our key phrase within that. If we're looking, for an example, taking motor spares in London, then that would need to be the hyperlink or the link coming back. So when we're writing our content, we don't want to underline or hyperlink the phrase click here for information about motor spares in London. We actually need to just put the hyperlink on the key phrase motor spares in London. And what that does is it gives credibility, or as we like to call it, the link juice, back to your site that builds credibility. And the more links of good nature that we have, that will begin to start pushing your rankings up in Google search. And it's amazing to watch as you start to build good quality links that you will see that traffic begin to rise and rise and rise. So what website should we be looking to get links from? Well, a great place to start is from blogging websites, and the other place is from social media links. So if you're not on social media, then here's your first encouragement to get on there. Use sites like OnlyWire to be able to publish to multiple social media sites in any one go. Once you've got your blog sorted, it's a great way to put lots of comments and lots of links quite quickly on different blog sites. The only thing is, if we're using more than one blog site, we need to be aware of duplicate content, because obviously since the Google Panda update of 2011, that actually stopped duplicate content having any credibility on a site, and actually that will damage your search engine optimization if you're just replicating content from one place to the other. So we need to use a spinning tool. There's various free ones available. Just have a look on Google for some of those. Spin some of your content. That's to say that we change the content to make it unique by using lots of different adjectives or verbs and nouns throughout the copy. Once we've got those different pieces of content, we can put them onto blogging sites, and from there what we can do is put the backlinks and create backlinks that go back to the home page or the landing page that we're trying to optimize. So once we've got these pages in place, the final thing to note really is that those blogging sites need to have a theme. That is, they need to be about a specific subject that's relevant and relates to the page or the term that you're optimizing. So let's take an example of a bakery in London. Say the search term was bakery in London. There'd be no point in me having a blog on an IT website that said find out about my bakery in London with a link from that website pointing to my own, because all that would do is it wouldn't be a credible link. It would be a backlink, yes, it would give us value, but it wouldn't be credible because it's not about the subject or the key phrase that we're talking about. So if we're looking at a bakery in London as an example, we should be looking at blogs that are about ingredients or about food or about bakers, merchants, that sort of thing. And by having themes of keywords that are related to each other, the credibility of that backlink will rise up and it will help to push up your rankings in Google search. So hopefully these tips have helped you today. I'd be interested to hear any feedback from today's post. We're going to try and put lots of different tutorials online regarding to search marketing in the future. We're absolutely passionate about resourcing you to grow your business. So if you want more information, do log on to our website at www.iconicdigitalmarketing.com or check us out on Twitter at iconic_digital. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for listening today, and we'll see you soon.